just wants to share. He wants to share his music, and yeah, he is an incredible man.
He is. What I found amazing was that he took his CDs um, and gave at least he sat down. Well, he made me sit down with them, but which is very hard for me. Anybody who knows me knows
Oh,
that I do not do well sitting down, which will go into a story about live recording at the hotel one night when when it was me and Leanne next to each other. But anyhow, he sat down there and signed 50 CDs
yeah.
and walked around the parking lot there at Papa John's parking lot and and just handed them out to people, and everybody was real receptive to it. From what I understand, he sang his song there at the Papa John's parking lot, and it was a huge, huge hit. Were you there for that?
I was. Yeah, yeah, I was. It was incredible. Just incredible.
Hmm. Um. Now we'll go. I'll let Leanne tell the story of when we were doing a live recording in the hotel.
Well, number one, Joe's not used to anybody sitting beside him while he's broadcasting. So that was the first thing. I was sitting beside him. We were sharing a mic, and I tell you, he's like a cat on a hot tin roof. He's up, he's down, he's walking. He's I don't know what he's doing. I swear, I wanted to duct tape him to his chair.
Yeah. Yeah, I cannot sit still. And, I'm always yelling at my kids, would you sit still? Well, come to find out, they get it honestly. They really do, because I'm just as bad, if not worse, than my own children. So it's like, oh, it's just, it's like, oh, what have I done? What have I caused these children to do?
And at least they've got an excuse. They're a little bit younger than you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. They're supposed to have more energy than me. So, they're supposed to be all over the place. I'm a grown man. I should be wanting to take a nap.
You should. But Joe has what I call squirrel moments. He'll be talking about one thing and then he's gone somewhere else completely. Like squirrel, and then he comes back again. But yeah, as a matter of fact, if I remember correctly on that broadcast, you were telling everybody that I was going to be working the parking lot. Yeah.
Yeah, once again, I've managed to stick my fat foot in my fat mouth because I didn't. I didn't word it. It did not come out the way I wanted it to come out. So, so yeah, yeah. I've learned sometimes it's better if I just shut up. It's like I have the right to remain silent, but I don't have the ability to do it. So, yeah, it tends to get a little interesting with me when they take the leash off of me. You never really know what is
Mm,
about to come out of my mouth.
not a clue.
And now you know how my mother felt as when she had me in the house as a child.
I can only imagine.
But well, you know what? Let's go and let's let everybody listen to the interview I did with Alex Debogorski. This was a treat for me because he's been uh, way back when Ice Road Truckers started out. He was the one person that I really followed on Ice Road Truckers all the time, and I just think he's a great man. And I got the unique opportunity to interview him one-on-one with at the truck call. Yeah, you heard me right. Truck call booth. Here we go again.
And see, this is where the whole claw thing came in. I had
So
no idea what he was saying.
yeah,
The truck over.
literally, I'm sitting next to her. Now you got to picture this. She's got this befuddled look on her face, like, "What are you saying?" I'm miming Claw as we're doing the radio, and I got my little hand, in the shape of a claw going up and down like a cat, and she just bust out laughing all of a sudden like it's the funniest thing in the world. And I'm
kept
like,
going,
Claw.
Claw, Claw.
Yeah, Claw, Claw. That's exactly right. See, you're learning. It's Claw.
It's Claw, yes.
Well, anyhow, before I have to go to speech therapy, let's go ahead and throw on the oh God, we're gonna sure, this is going real well. This is the interview I did with Alex Debogorski. Now, mind you, I did this as a live interview, so there is some background noise in it from people walking around and whatnot. So I do apologize because the volume for Alex is a little loud because I wanted to make sure he got recorded. And this is the first ever interview that I've ever recorded live, so this was something different for me. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, this is Alex Debogorski. I sat down with him for about 5 minutes, had a conversation with him. Let you listen to this, and we'll be back here. Welcome back to the Hillbilly Express. We've got a very special guest, Mr. Alex Debogorski, over here at the Truck Calls booth. Alex, how are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
So what have you been up to here lately?
Well, I just finished on the ice roads. I did a month north of Yellowknife, hauling to the diamond mines. I hauled 7 loads up there. First time in 10 years. That wasn't on television. And then the second month of March, I was we did season 10 of Ice Road Truckers in the Manitoba, Ontario area.
That sounds awesome. Was it a good year? I know the ice was a little thin this year for you guys up there. Did it affect your season a whole lot?
It really did affect our season. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure where you look on your computer, but there's a tanker through the ice up at Delaney in northern Canada on the Bear River or Bear Lake or something, and I don't know if it's been taken out yet. They pumped the fuel out of it. And in Yellowknife, there's actually a single-axle plow truck that's through the ice right in the town of Yellowknife. They were plowing a trail for the dog races for the carnival, spring carnival, and I guess they hit a patch of 10 inches of ice. I know that in Yellowknife, end of February, they still didn't have full loads, and they had, there's about, roughly, between 8,000 and 10,000 loads have to go north to the diamond mines. And so they ended up having, I heard numbers as high as 800 trucks. They over-trucked the job, really, to try to get all these partial loads up there because they didn't know when the ice was going to melt out from under them. And I know in northern Ontario and Manitoba, especially in Ontario, there's communities that got no fuel, got no lumber because they didn't have no road this year, that they didn't have enough ice to make a road. Some communities got 2 loads of fuel, 1 load of fuel, so they're going to be flying heating oil and gasoline and stuff into a lot of these northern communities just so that people can survive the next year.
Wow. I know I saw pictures of that the tanker that went through the ice. I read an article here not too long ago that they were trying to figure out how to get it out of the ice.
Well, I don't know. The story I had there a couple of weeks ago before I left, I think the owner of the tanker, who owns numerous tankers, been doing this for a long time, was ready. They pumped the first thing to get all the fluids, get the fuel off, so it's, to get rid of the pollutants, and he had it all pumped off and stuff, and he was prepared to get it out of the ice before it froze in. And the story I heard was the government came along and said, hold it, don't touch anything, we're going to bring in the experts. And they brought an ice expert from another jurisdiction, and of course this all happened like on the weekend. So 2 weeks later, I understand that they've turned around and says, well, here we're going to give the responsibility back to the owner. And of course it was sitting in a hole like with 4 feet of ice all the way around, and so the truck now is frozen in. truck and tank, and then I understood a pressure ridge was building where the ice starts pushing together, and it said the tank is pretty well total. It's squashed. The tank's being squashed. The truck is probably salvageable, but of course now it's all frozen in, so now you get the job of cutting it out of the ice before you can lift it out of the ice. So from the sounds of it, turned into a bigger job. And then the next concern the government had is this road is used to supply one of the communities that are, in the middle of nowhere, and so they want all the supplies to get into the community before they start trying to lift this truck out, because they're worried that the road might be totally wiped out and then the community will be left so you can't get into it. So that's going to be all done probably as it warms up, so it might be a little scary to get that truck out.
Okay. So what do you have big plans for the summer, or?
Well, I mean, my business, I have a proprietorship, Eagle North Contracting, basically work by myself. I had 5 guys one time, but I made just as much money doing it by myself and don't wear out as much equipment. It revolves around making topsoil and Yellowknife and hauling gravel. And but last year, in 1976, I had a gold claim in the Caribou gold mining area of British Columbia, and I lapsed it and went to Yellowknife, and I've been planning to go back there for 40 years. So finally last year I went partners with a fellow. We went gold mining for the summer for 5 months, and I'm hoping to be able to afford to do it again.
Okay. Well, Alex, I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to thank you for coming on here real quick with us, and I highly suggest anybody get a chance to come out and take a look at Truck Balls and come out and talk to Alex here at the Mid-America Truck Show. I do appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you very much. Yeah, I invite anybody that has watched Ice Road Truckers on History Channel to come by, and if you got any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And if you'd like a picture, we could have a picture together, and we're giving away a few bookmarks and other odds and ends. Thank you.
Live.
Welcome back to the Hillbilly Express. You're here tonight with Leanne and Joe, who's been just a little bit quiet. Joe, what's up with you?
Still recovering from Matt's, to be honest with you. I haven't told everybody about what happened to me when I got back to my truck. My truck wouldn't start. I had to call road repair. Ended up sleeping the night in my truck, or my car, and then my truck that they were bringing down to me broke down, and it was a debacle. Just usual luck for me.
If you haven't been following Joe over the last few weeks, he had a Volvo that was recalled, and how many trucks were you in?
I
in
lost
that 2-week
count.
period? Yeah, I did too. He'd get in a truck and it would light up like a Christmas tree. The check engine light and all that stuff, into the shop it would go. It would come out. He'd get 5 miles down the road, same thing. And they kept switching out trucks. And I'm pretty sure there was just something going on with him that was messing up the trucks, but he tells me it wasn't.
Well, my grandpa always said, you could give me a rubber mallet and I could destroy an anvil, so he may have been on to something.
Well, there's a really good possibility there. I don't know what you were doing to those trucks. He was even driving a big old yellow school bus with a black racing stripe, I think.
Yeah, my obese school bus. Yeah.
Although to that truck's credit, it lasted the longest.
Yeah, well, that's the one that wouldn't start on me the other morning.
Oh.
They literally had to send somebody out and dump 5 gallons of diesel into the system and prime the truck just to get it started. And then I had to sit there and argue with the mechanic that there was nothing wrong with it just lost its prime. Because he kept trying to tell me, oh, no, there's something wrong. Yeah, there's something wrong. I said, no, there's nothing wrong. It just lost its prime. Oh, it's out of fuel. No, it's not out of fuel. Trust me, it's not out of fuel. And he wanted me to go down and get fuel. I said, well, you're going to sit here until I'm ready to go get fuel because I'm not getting fuel right now. And so I just let it sit there and run all morning. And sure enough, it ran. The driver drove it back up, had no problem with it. But I was like, I'm not doing it. No, it was a total mess.
You're gonna treat that Volvo right now, though, right?
Yeah. Now that
Okay.
I've been back in my Volvo and I've been driving it, I haven't had a lick of trouble with it at all since I've been back in it.
Well,